Hello everyone, Johnny Hurricane here from GamersHeroes.com, and why don't you sit back, relax, and let me tell you about The Surge 2. Just so we're all clear, a review code was provided by the publisher, and the game was reviewed on PC. I'll start by saying that while I did beat the original Surge, I don't remember a ton about the story, and in The Surge 2, it didn't really matter that much. So if you're coming in fresh, don't fret about it, the story's not that big of a deal. The Surge 2 starts with a plane crash and you making your character who then wakes up in prison. You don't know why you're here, you don't know how you got here, but what you do know is that something is attacking the prison and you need to get out. Unfortunately, the inmates in this place are not going to let you go out. They're going to want to stop you and they're going to fight you the entire way out. This prison will act as the game's tutorial for the basic combat mechanics: dodge, block, parry, attack, backstab, limb removal, etc. And while the prisoners have mostly taken over the prison, the warden still has his house, and you're not leaving until you get past him. After earning your freedom, you then go into Jericho City, a corrupt and lawless land. Gangs roam the streets, security forces attack anyone they see, there's guard robots, and there are hazards all over, toxic spills. It's a mess. While you're just trying to survive on the street, you eventually start getting these visions of a young girl named Athena. Athena was with you on the plane, and when it went down, that's the last thing you saw. So now you have to figure out what happened to Athena so you can figure out what happened to you while trying to figure out how to escape the city. Overall, the game will probably run you roughly 25 to 30 hours. I ended at 28, and I felt like I did a lot of exploring. Probably didn't find everything, but I did find quite a bit. The Surge 2 has an intense combat system that emphasizes counterattacks and limb removal on top of well-timed combos. What I mean by that is if you get the timing right on your combo, you don't burn as much stamina, which leaves you more to attack, or to dodge, or to block. Basically, if you spam the attack button, you're going to burn more stamina, is what I'm trying to say. The blocking and the parrying, the timing for that can be really rough early on, and you might die a few times, but when it clicks, it is excellent. The basic idea is that you want to wear down an enemy's limbs, their arm, their leg, chest, head, whatever it is, and then when they get weak enough, you can do a finisher, an execution to rip off whatever part you were targeting, which will give you their weapon and their armor. You have to build the armor yourself, the weapon you can use right away. Even though you have to build the armor yourself, it's not that bad because each different set has set bonuses, so you want to get each piece off of each limb. The same thing can be said about the weapons. You want to have each weapon, even if you're not going to use it, just to try it out. There's a lot of weapons to go around. I would say within the first hour, I probably had about 10 weapons. I didn't use them all, but I had 2 or 3 that I really enjoyed. The amount of weapons is nice because the more weapon variety you have, the more likely you are to find something that you like using, and that is very important when it comes to combat. Now, just because you got a sweet weapon doesn't mean you should go off biting more than you can chew. Fighting multiple enemies at once is brutal, and if you miss a block, say goodnight, because once you miss that block, they're all going to swarm you. So you don't want to fight multiple enemies at the time unless you're a pro. I'm not, I'm an average Joe. And while the regular enemies will just overwhelm you with numbers, the bosses, they will just straight up overwhelm you with strength. Their attacks will require precision blocks to open up their guard. When you finally break through, you can slam them for significant damage. Learning their attack patterns will save you a lot of heartache, and be mindful. If you're greedy in a boss fight, you're increasing the chance you're gonna die and have to do it again. As you wear down a boss, you will then get the chance to limb remove one of their limbs, hopefully for their weapon, maybe just to get the kill. It doesn't matter. Either way, limb removal takes a battery pack, and that's what we're going to talk about next. You earn battery power by successful attacks, successful blocks, successful evades, basic combat stuff. And then as you gain more, you will then get the opportunity to heal yourself, or to do executions, or to stash those batteries into potions that you can use later. At first I was kind of like, my heals are based upon battery packs, like I don't have my own little potions that refill when I go to my checkpoint. You do have a little bit of that, but it's a little later in the game. As I progressed, however, it really did grow on me, because the thing is, when you're in combat and you have no heals and no batteries and you're at 10% HP, all it takes is one good timed block or a parry or a good combo for you to build that battery meter up and heal yourself. What that means is that you're never truly out of a fight. No potions or not, all you have to do is get one good combo, one good block, one good evade, your battery meter fills up, you heal yourself up, and that stress of dying in only one shot goes away because now you're healed back up, and then you can just keep fighting. You're rewarded for skilled play in this aspect and not gimped by a lack of healing potions because the game has decided you can only have 2. Honestly, it's a mechanic I'd like to see in other Souls-like games, but I doubt it's going to happen. When you're not busting skulls, you'll likely be hanging out at one of the Surge 2's hubs. From here, you can sell or buy items from the merchants, dance, and get side quests. A lot of these side quests actually reveal a little bit more about the world and the game areas of the world, and just how crazy people have actually become because of this Jericho situation. On top of learning a little bit more about the world, you're rewarded with scrap, which will of course let you buy new items, upgrade weapons and armor, and build new armor as well. Some of these side quests actually have better stories than the main quest, so they're all worth doing. And there's even a robot, this counts as a side quest by the way, that takes your audio logs and rewards you for them. Crazy, right? A collectible that actually rewards you. With all this in mind, you are very much encouraged to explore the map for all the collectibles, new gear, scrap, weapons, even shortcuts. Yes, we all know how this works. There's a limited amount of healing stations in the area, so you have to unlock all the shortcuts so you can get back to the healing station quicker. There is fast travel in the game, but it is not unlocked until much later, probably like the 20-ish hour mark, so you won't start with it. Shortcuts make up for that. Now, I did run into a few problems while I was playing. The camera is terrible when you're in a narrow alleyway or up against a wall when fighting a boss. This is not the Surge 2 problem. This is just the genre's problem in general. I'm bringing it up because it did cost me a few deaths, and you're probably going to experience the same. Another thing, limb targeting works really well. Like 95% of the time. I can't explain it, but sometimes when I was on a chest and I needed to go down to a leg, he just would not go down to the leg. Same to the arm. I don't know why. It was so rare and so sporadic. I couldn't place it. And finally, something that irks me in any game like this is when an enemy jumps at you, like a jump attack, and they jump through a doorway that they should not be able to jump through. They just avoid collision, basically, and you're going to have to figure out effectively how to play around that, because it's going to happen multiple times. As for technical problems, I did not have any crashes or really any frame drops, so nothing to complain about there. The Surge 2 combines a rewarding combat system with a fantastic game world to craft one of the best games of 2019. Fans of the Soulsborne genre should not hesitate to pick this one up. Alright, that'll do it for me. If you liked what you saw and got what you needed, like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next video. Later, Gators!